So, we've been working on a flow kite for a little while now. Really a little while.
A little while.
And yeah, definitely quite a challenge because it's been a whole brand new concept. Something, yeah, we've never worked on together. You've never really worked on a wave kite until recently.
At all.
At all. So, brand new concept and yeah, a few challenges along the way, I would say, but the outcome has been actually unreal and very surprising.
Yeah, I would say it was an interesting start. Interesting start to the journey because, of course, we try to benchmark. Now, this is what we do. We try to set basically the level in kitesurfing as high as ever possible in every discipline we're touching. And on a wave kite, it is a little bit of a different story because we have been talking to quite some people in the industry, tried quite a lot of different wave kites, and the conclusion was that there are as many opinions about how the perfect wave kite should actually look like as there are models on the market. So the challenge was actually to define for ourselves what we believe is a good wave kite.
Yeah, and like you say, there's so many different conditions that this kind of kite should work in, and whether it's down the line, onshore,
offshore, sideshore, hard braking wave, like slow braking wave, big waves, big wind, like strong winds, medium winds. And that is like, I mean, for example, if you're looking to the big air discipline, it is quite clear that you have 2-3 spots in the world where you actually test these kites. And with the wave kite, it was just like a different approach. Like first of us, for us to find out what we're actually aiming for. Mm-hmm. And again, we have been developing the kite hand in hand with the surfboard, which was a big challenge for Mr. Hadlow because that was his project.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been difficult, definitely. But I think what we found in the end from the kite is that, yeah, despite all the different conditions and different things that people want from the kite, the one thing that really stood out is that it had to be very easy to use, very forgiving, very smooth and kind of soft in a way, so that you can really position it in the wind window wherever you want. Yeah. And whatever the conditions you have, you always need to do that because the kite positioning really determines how you ride a wave, basically, I would say. And that's something that in the end we concluded, I think, was the characteristics of this kite had to go in that direction. And yeah, we've been testing it for a while now. And yeah, I would say that was the biggest challenge, was just trying to pinpoint what we really wanted from the kite so we could actually start and go into a direction. And in the end, it's been such a surprise because the feeling you really have is a kite that's just still very fun and easy to use. And I think it, in the end, it expands past wave riding to many other people as well. So after gathering all that information, that kind of sets the design philosophy, right?
It does, and the design philosophy sounds very simple. It wasn't easy to achieve. It's trying to make a kite which is powerful enough, but very smooth in the way it develops the power. Not only in a straight line, but even more importantly, in the turns, especially on a bottom turn. So I wanted to have something super round and easy, nice, forgiving. And what we figured out that ultimately, also here in normal conditions, Langebahn, where it's gusty all the time, when you ride, you do not feel the gusts anymore.
No, it's super smooth. And you also have it's a bit of counterintuitive because you also have this sheet and go as well.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of power quite instantly. So, some wave spots are very gusty, and we noticed with the gusty conditions, you can just ride through that. So it's super smooth and damped at one point, but then if you miss in some power, you can just kind of generate a little bit more by really moving the bar and you're just able to position that kite in the right position, take away the power when you need it, and these are all the attributes that we need for wave riding and comfortable riding in general.
Yeah, and then there's definitely something which Aaron never uses, which is the water relaunch ability.
You'll be surprised. If I'm on a surfboard, then maybe a bit more.
Maybe a little bit. Sometimes once per year. No, but this is of course something else which is extremely important. We have been redesigning the shape of the kite 3-4 times entirely. So that means we have not worked on that particular concept you can see here in the background with this more, let's say, boxy shape. We have been trying to figure out certain design ideas. But what is very important and what is some of the key aspects is that you literally have an outer water relaunch on this kite. So you have to look at the bar, and once you look at it and you touch it, then you basically have a water relaunch, which is very comfortable if you are like in big conditions, but generally it just adds this ease of use to the kite and to the concept.
So there's always a refinement process, and basically, we set the design philosophy and we start the first prototypes, and usually we start with like a key size, right? To get
9 square meter.
Yeah. And get that in line first, and then we start to expand to all the other sizes and decide what sizes we want.
Yeah. So the first thing was that we had to define for ourselves like what kind of sizes we're actually targeting for a wave kite. And we say, and we felt that 5 square meter to 10 square meter is pretty much within that concept, within the DNA of what we're trying to achieve is the perfect sizing. And we put a lot of effort into redefining that particular 9 square meter DNA into the smaller sizes as well, and especially when it comes to the 5 and small, like 5 square meter in particular, but in smaller sizes in general, to have that kind of feeling translated from the bigger one to the smaller one. But I think I'm very happy with the outcome. I think the smaller sizes are working actually very well. They are not too harsh, not too quick. They still have this ease of use, the easiness in it. And I think, between 5 and 10, there's nothing more to add when it comes to the sizing.
No. Yeah, I think it's definitely also that the consistency through is very important to have. You definitely need to have, if you're taking one kite and you're taking different sizes, to have that consistency and feel all the time through the sizes. It's a challenge to make. So the features we have on the kite is a bit more unique to what we've had before, I would say.
Yeah, in terms of, we have been choosing a low aspect ratio concept because dedicated to wave kite means that you want to have a kite which turns very precisely and very near towards the tip with a small turning radius. So that was very important from the beginning, and we knew that we have to work on that low aspect ratio concept. And we have a very dense bridling, which means that we have a lot of leading edge bridles in order to make the kite very stiff in its frame without creating too much drag by, for example, using a thick leading edge diameter. So that was like one of the, let's say, first parameters we set in combination with the big wingtip area, which is also very helpful for the water relaunch and for the turning abilities and reducing the delay into the turn as well. So I think
the nose pulley as well.
It has the nose pulley. That's another feature which is very important. So when you are turning the kite, let's say to the right side, then the left side of the kite actually with the pulley is able to open up a little bit more the angle of attack and let the kite rotate more into the wind. And this is very noticeable.
Yeah.
So I think it's a combination between low aspect ratio, quite dense bridle geometry, a pulley which creates a little bit more play on the outer tip area and big wingtip surface.
Yeah, and that translates into the handling characteristics that we found, and that's able to give this agility to the kite and the softness of the turn, and then just ride through more gusty conditions. So all this in combination, you're able to loop the kite easy without getting spiked in power. And then the positioning. So all these things together really come together to give you that feeling.
Yeah. So let's talk about the positioning of the market. And we said that for us, it is our first wave kite. So we approached the entire story from a little bit different angle. And I would claim that first of all, we created an all-round kite, which has the tendency to hopefully being an extremely well recognized wave kite.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think the end goal was to make something like so easy to use, so easy to position, to handle, like the comfort abilities that whilst that is what we think should be for the waves, and when I've been testing and riding it, for me it definitely is in most conditions, but at the same time anybody, even if they're on a twin tip, I think are going to jump on this kite and understand those characteristics work for them, especially as a beginner or intermediate.
Yeah, and that's a very, very important point, because ultimately every single kite has one purpose. It has to create fun on the water, easiness, ease of use. So I think with this one we definitely separated the all-round abilities apart from the thrive, which is all-round high performance. And it doesn't mean that it doesn't have any performance, because there's a little bit of like a misunderstanding, but the way the kite creates and deals with the spikes, with rough conditions, with gusty wind is very unique. It's very damped, it's very soft, and it actually enables everybody to become a better rider or just have a very good session on the water.
Yeah, it's super forgiving. I think that's an amazing word, because also doing kite loops, strapless, freestyle even, you don't want to be yarded all over the place, you want to have that confidence building.
In a nutshell, the Flow is an all-round kite dedicated to wave. And I would say, is it that easy?
Pretty much. Super easy to use, very forgiving, easy to position, all-round fun. Yeah, definitely.
Try it out. And as always, these days, and as part of the Harlem design philosophy, we have been creating a dedicated wave kite. And if I say we, I actually mean Mr. Hadlow himself.
Yeah, so we obviously have to have the surfboard that comes with the wave kite, and this has been quite a project actually. A little bit more complicated than I first thought, but in the end it's come out really, really well. We've done quite some iterations trying to get a board that fits the kite basically. So we want to have a surfboard that is also very all-round, works in all these kind of conditions that we talked about. Of course, yeah, you have to compromise here and there to match down the line with onshore choppy European conditions. But I think we found a really cool mix. Here in Cape Town you have sometimes some like waist, maybe shoulder high waves, side shore. The board is super snappy, very fast turning, and able, loose at times, and really be able to have fun. It's a comfortable ride on the water, which will really help in European conditions, just the general glide, quite fast planing. But yeah, enough rocker line not to catch the nose or to be too harsh. So yeah, there's been a lot of thought go into that to match it with the kite, and in the end it's been come together really nicely.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see you on the GKA Wave Tour.
Yeah.
Have fun?
I'm not sure about that. But it's been fun.